folks, I know there's a history here. I'd like to get this hearing in today. You know, everybody needs to just focus on the relevant facts, okay? I know there's a history here.
Are you talking up by Sunset Mart? Up the hill by the gas station?
Yeah.
Okay. Why did you... All right, who's responsible here?
What's that?
Who's responsible here? Whose house is this?
Yeah, have been drinking or anything, right?
No.
Okay, drive careful, okay?
Thank you.
This is what the other group had that ran away.
Oh, really?
They just ditched it.
Awesome.
Yeah, those ones kept walking in the car.
It's truly for the win.
All right, guys, welcome back. Welcome back to Truth and Transparency. Thank you guys for being here. We're back. We're going to recap some stuff. We got some images we want to show that's new. But again, a big shout out to Joyce. Joyce, camera lady for the morning. She is getting warmed up. So, she was out there early. But they started early on this sucker. So they did. They started early. We got some information on who the woman in the purple coat was. She is working on her thesis. Okay. She's working on her thesis. And so we got the 411 on the woman in the purple coat, the Ron Burgundy coat there. And so we got some images from her as well. But, more doors are open with pleas than with keys, guys, especially in Idaho. So hello to all the mods, hello to all the members and the subscribers. Thank you guys for being back. Let's take a look. Here we go. What's up now, FOA? Here we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mute myself from earlier and keep it rolling. But those of you guys that did not see it in real time, I think I put it right to where the house basically falls down. Yeah, Joyce. Here it goes. Here it goes. They're on the top. This is just tell you how spotty, the service is down there. But they were taking a couple whacks here at it, and it goes down. So this is just another look at it. Again, this is the raw footage from this morning. They started 30 minutes early. They said they were starting at 7 a.m. They started well before that. They also said that nobody would be able to be in these spots, but technically they kind of can't do that. I mean, this is public. Right there goes down. Okay, so I'll back that up just a hair. I'm in the process of buying Jordans, and let's see right there. Right there. Oh boy. Boom. So sad. We have other footage, so So there it goes. Again, this was from this morning. Please don't mention other creators in chat. Again, this is all from this morning. We're going to talk about the history of this house, and also going to take your guys' comments first, though. So this is just going to be replaying here, so that you guys can see what was going on. Before this happened, we were up. You guys got a little bit of the footage up back when we were up by the frat house. So right here, this was this morning. So those of you guys that didn't get to see this footage up from this morning, this was. We were right next to and right on Sigma. That's Sigma. Wow. This is Sigma Chi. So this was footage from this morning. And there you go. That's where we were this morning, Sigma Chi. And then we went ahead and we moved. We made a move to right about the live, plow over WFL. When I saw that they were going and putting footage right in front of the house, I said, okay, go ahead and let's do it. So then we go right to about 25-minute mark, where we get right about there we go. Took it to the top floor. This is unreal. So you can see the balcony. Great job, Joyce. Joyce MVP, paying her big bucks to be there, man. Joyce MVP. There it is. Joyce is. Look at that. But you can see the balcony right there. It's still up. And here it goes. It just crushed it. Then this is where they had the staging set up that Jody Walker said everybody would have to be over here. Okay. And this is where everybody could be. And once I realized that people weren't taking directions very well, we moved. So let's see here. Not bad for a 70-year-old, right? Hell yeah, Joyce. MVP, baby. But this is where they want everybody to stand, just so you could see the difference. And then, but this is where they had the staging. And then we moved when I was like, okay, this is ridiculous. So we went back over right there. We took over Purple Coat. So there you go. Now, that might be a fridge I'm seeing right there getting rolled around, but now I want to point to an area for you guys right there in the backwoods. Guess who would pop out from being back there? Blaker, Rosie, all the cops show up and they start basically, helping out, or however you want to say it. They were helping out, but they pop out from the woods. So, but there you go. Company. And nobody has their cars over here because they're supposed to not be able to drive back and forth. So, and now we got some close-up stuff, so I'm going to go ahead and press pause on this, take you guys now over to some more photos that we have. Let's see. We'll go ahead and do this. Okay, here we go. Take a look at this. Lord have mercy. Very sad. Very sad. But this is the second floor here. You can see the top is still standing. The second floor is what they're, busting through. And the ground floor has already been, I guess you could say messed with. But yeah, there's no blood. I don't see any, I think the house, there was nothing in it. They took everything obviously out of the house. They're going to demolish it. You know what I mean? So I believe that everything was taken out of this house, to include all of the appliances, any furniture. And, remember they brought in a cleanup crew. So they cleaned all of this up. They probably repainted it. But yeah, when people are like, there's no blood, there's no this, there's no that. So I think the insulation that I was able to see when I was going through the pictures, which I will show you guys, I was able to see, let's see where I got a good picture of something. Right here. This is the picture. They had the boarded insulation where you slap on those boards. That's what you can see right there. That's the kind of insulation they had. And that is the shittiest kind of insulation you could have. Look at it. But that's... Here's a really good picture of that, of being insulated. Go and see what you guys think about it. Cheap as F, yeah. Yep. We got a bunch of video that we were able to zoom in on. Like I said, I'm trying to get it all, and I'm going to put it all in it. It was cold. It was a very cold house. It was cold out this morning, but JJ, you did great. Yeah, see? Keep giving JJ the love. The house collapsed like a piece of paper. Interesting. Sure did. I don't know if anybody called any noise complaints. We didn't see any vehicles, but there's a nice little, it's a really good shot of what we're talking about as far as insulation goes, and that stuff that I was looking at. New houses today still made cheap as fuck. Yep. You got to get if you don't have brick in your house, it's cheap. Again, that's my nice opinion. Let's see what else we got. I think that's probably the closest one to see the insulation. Now, those of you guys that are conspiracy theorists out there, which if Miss Potts is listening, she's like, Lana, do you see the door? I told her that I would show this. I would talk about it. Let me see which one I want to show. Let's go to... No, not those ones. Oh, these ones. Okay, here. This is Xana's room being completely destroyed. I guess I can show this. The lighting, again, it's not because it's bad. It's just that the lighting that you're going to see is because of the time of day that they did this. Like I said, they got in there right away. There you go. Goodness. All right. Is it true that police are guarding that dump location? I'm sure. I mean, That's what I've been hearing. They had a truck following those dumps. So I think I'm still in shock, said Busted Flush. I think a lot of people are. I think a lot of people are in. I got choked up when it really came down, Joy says. Yeah. Main Street Media says, yes, police will be guarding the rebel. Yeah. They're going to be guarding the debris. You guys like that? Let's see what else. You can still see the top of it. Okay, there you go. Where did Miss? I know she wanted me to look at the door. We were really, really focused in underneath Bethany's room. So, let's see what we got. There we go. Yeah. There you go. It's a nice close up on what it was hauling away. Look at the time of day. You could see the sun was rising. Okay. They got out there early. No protests, no students. Yeah, nobody was there. No, Coomer Scott Green was not there. He's probably in Florida. They are guarding the garbage. They are. What a sad day this is. Few days after Christmas. Really sick, says Sandra. Again, I'm trying to see what you guys are thinking and saying. Yeah, Chief Fry wasn't driving it. Go ahead and get a little bigger there. Let's see. Super sad. I mean, it is. It's definitely sad. The history of the house, though, is that's something that I'm interested in. Is the history of the house, and then what are they going to do now? Now that it's gone, now what can we focus in on? I guess the excuse of paying for security is bull. I don't know. I think it's interesting that they told us that the cops weren't going to be involved in this, and then there they all are. So we were told the Moscow Police Department had nothing to do with this, and they weren't going to be there. That they had, the university was doing all of this, and that Jody Walker was in charge. Well, Jody Walker was nowhere to be found. Jody Walker is still nowhere to be found, because I think at the end of the day, they realize that they cannot police the public streets. You know what I mean? You can't shut down the public streets to an extent of what they were trying to do. So again, they were saying the police weren't going to be part of this, and we made numerous calls on it. But at the end of the day, Jody Walker cannot tell people that they cannot be on the public streets. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Sorry, but you don't own the streets. And so they tried to keep everybody in a staging area, and then you guys saw what happened. FLA said, we're not going to go there. We're going to go over here, And so we said, okay, well then we're going to go over there. But nobody was there. There was no press conference. There was nothing. It was, nobody's anywhere. No family, no students, no, I mean, if somebody is running something like this and nobody is there, this was a free for all, man. This was a complete free for all. And that's important. I think that people are missing. Like, this was a complete free for all. So I think this is grounds for reasonable doubt. I truly don't think that this is going to cause anything to happen with the case. Both sides agreed. You know, so it's not going to be cause for a mistrial. It's not going to be cause for anything. Like I said, we have technology that's crazy and what it can do. But I think that for as quickly as this is just demolished and went down, I think maybe that's going to backfire. You know, to see how quickly this went down. The whole world knows about this. Is probably going to watch it at some point. And trust me, we all have the same feeling that this was taken down in 30 minutes. 30 minutes, it was down to the ground. Okay. I didn't see where's like some metal beams and shit, you know? I didn't see no metal. Then again, I haven't gone through everything with a fine comb. Local press did not dig this case at all, not 1 inch. Journalism is dead, except in YouTube. Interesting to say that. I think people that are journalists came to YouTube to have a platform where they could like be that were able to reach people. You know, putting out a little article or writing, you know, it's not the same as like you could be live or you could like record a video and then put it on your channel and stuff like that. So I think YouTube is just the new way to be an independent journalist. So I think as the times have changed, people have changed with the times. So I think it's unfortunate that they did this around a time that I know personally, like there's a lot of people that, I mean, this is around Christmas time. People had plans with their families, you know, that wanted to probably cover this. So in a way that we've been covering it for a whole year. And then you're going to put this 2 days after, you know, technically, because it was the morning of the 28th. So I look at it as like 2 days after Christmas and expect people to like, you know, get there and be able to cover it. And I just think that was all part of the plan, you know. Mainstream media may have the money, you know, look at they weren't promoting that they were going to be there. They were there, you know. We try to promote that we're going to be there. And why? Because we want people to come and join us and be here and people can chat about it or whatever. But look at mainstream media has gone to YouTube. Mainstream media has gone to YouTube. Mainstream media is putting their content on YouTube. Think about it. So mainstream media is double dipping they're triple dipping. But here is the link. I'm going to drop it. I'm going to be really strict though on the couple minutes. If you have something you want to say or you saw, feel free to hit the link. This is your couple minutes here. Again, I won't be accepting any trolls, but go ahead and do this. I want to put this one back up. Let's see. There you go. There you go. They'll protect that rubble, same as UFO crash site. You guys are funny. I hope the trial doesn't get delayed. There's no reason for the trial to be delayed. This has nothing to do with the trial. Again, hopefully they checked the plumbing and the drainage. Yeah. Again, here you go. I'm kind of shocked how fast this happened. Says DCRU, is it doctor? I'm kind of shocked how fast this happened. This is shady and risky as F. Also, how crazy is it? How thin it is? How are two people alive not hearing MFing thing? Well, I don't know how actually that made it past my mods for that to be posted. Please refrain from cussing like that when you're writing. But mods, please don't allow that. Oh, there's the link. TV stations have donors, nothing but propaganda. Most of the time, creators on YouTube get to the truth. Yep, that's true. But here it was. But they started, if you go and look at all the footage, they started way before they said they would. Hey there, Eddie. How are ya?
Hey, Lana. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Good to hear you.
A couple things I want to point out. And one of these, well, I think they're both a little off topic, but it all pertains regardless. And the first thing is that I'm sure everybody's aware of, the recent case of the pregnant San Antonio teen, Savannah Soto, and her boyfriend. Now, in that press conference, where the San Antonio police officer was answering questions, he said that he doesn't have an identification of the two bodies in the car yet because the medical examiner has to make that identification. First point. Also, there was a journalist who asked the question, was there a gun found in the car? And he said he could not make that determination at this point because the medical examiner has to finish doing what they do. So that is relevant in this case, and everybody, I think, can make that connection because our medical examiner here, our Kathy Mabutt, the coroner, wasn't allowed into that scene until hours later, 4 or 5 hours. So that's very interesting to point out how the difference in the way the two cases were handled. So I just wanted to, make that observation and see if anyone else picked up on that. That was the first thing I had identified, found that noteworthy. But lastly, you were talking about the mainstream media moments ago.
Yeah.
Now, I want to leave everyone with this. Has anyone heard the fable of the propagander? Now, I'm not going to go and read that fable right now. It's out there. You can seek it on your own. But what I'll do is give a general overview of it, and then you will see how that pertains here in this case. So, the fable of the propagander by James Thurber deals with a gander who has rumors spread about him and is then driven out of the country. The gander is married and has 2 children. He's a good father who looks after his family and treats everyone very well. He is a fine and very beautiful gander. He is always nice and friendly towards everyone in the yard. One day somebody remarked, "That is a very proper gander." An old hen overhears, and that evening she runs to her husband and tells the terrible news about the propaganda concerning their neighbor. Now the gossip chain begins. Suddenly everybody remembers hearing negative things about the gander. So some recall seeing him with the enemy of the barnyard, the hawk. In the end, all the animals unite and drive the gander out of the country. Of course, the animals stand for people and the barnyard for society. The gander symbolizes the innocent, wrongly convicted in people's minds. One baseless rumor is enough to make the others notice him negatively. In barnyard society, majority opinion rules, so they do not need any proof. They just listen to what others are saying and they follow that example. So I thought I'd share that with you guys.
Aw, thank you, Eddie.
Well, thank you.
Did you have a good holiday?
Yes, I did.
Oh, good. That's good to
And
hear.
how was your holiday?
It was good. It's still going, still trucking along, still, bopping around, still, manning the tubes and manning the case and manning the family, manning
very
the
busy.
holidays. I just think that they did this strategically. They, did this demolishing strategically, and they wanted as least eyes on it as possible, and to do it so close to Christmas, I think is ridiculous. But hey,
I appreciate everyone's, being suspicious about it all. I'm not sure which way I feel. I think, I can just summarize it by saying, I feel however Ann Taylor feels. I know she has Brian Kohlberger's back. She is advocating for him. I don't feel any doubt in that.
I agree.
So if she's cool with this, then, because what I do disagree with is, some people theorize that once this comes down, then, all the evidence is gone. But that's not true. Many, many cold cases, we're talking decades, multiple decades, cold case can be reopened. Those crime scenes no longer exist. But you
100% need 100.
Yeah, you don't need a crime scene like that preserved indefinitely in order for someone to pick up, back in time, a case. So, I think everything is on the up and up. I hope.
No, I do. I mean, they said it. There's no more use for the house. There's no more use for this. Like, I do believe that. I do believe there is no more use for the house. And I think that if the guidance offices or other people truly felt differently, they had an out to make it stop. You know what I mean? They didn't take that out. So that's what people need to focus on. You could be mad that they're going to be doing it. Well, guess what? There was an out. You didn't take it. And I don't want to hear anything more about it. I don't want to hear any more whining and bitching because you had a way to take it out to stop this happening. So you didn't do it. But me personally, there's never been a house introduced during a trial. The house doesn't, that have juries walk through, absolutely. But both sides were afraid of this house. Both sides, because they didn't know how it could be spun in their favor or against them. Both sides were afraid of the house. So they said, no. I think that what we have the capability to do with technology, and also, who's to say that we don't have cameras that all these kids had their phones. You know how many videos have been taken in this house? You know how many videos have been taken in this house? You know how many selfies have been taken in this house? There is so much film from inside this house that, trust me, you're going to have each other, there's probably going to be video on all these kids' phones that have each other screaming up to the other one saying, hey, Kaylee, bring me down my phone. I left my phone upstairs. Or, hey, can you bring up my laundry basket? You're going to be able to hear from that type of stuff on people's phones that are available, that you're going to have it, it's
100%.
So that to me, if the families wanted these homes, there was a way to have that happen. But I'm not going to seem like I'm fighting harder for something than the parents. So the parents had a way to stop this, and they live there and they can go and file. They chose not to. And so that's it. So it's over. Moving on. And with that said, it's like, okay, where do we go now? Well, we have a trial date that should be set, and we have a case schedule that should come out, and that's what's to start happening. And I think
it's just frightening to me. It's just frightening to me to see how they're coming after him. They're just relentless, and with the very little evidence that they have, which basically is none, they're not stopping. And with this newest document, it just tells me that he did not have anything to do with this. And if they go to trial, do
100. That new document, people don't even realize how crazy. And I haven't even had a chance to talk about it, and I can't wait to talk about it. But Ann Taylor going this extra length, and filing what she did file. Woo-wee! Wait till you guys hear what I have to say about that.
Yeah, it's significant, and it's frightening because some people are thinking that they're going to get a conviction, and that if they do, that does not mean that he is guilty.
Yeah, I think it's interesting what the community talks about when it comes to this case. And I'm going to kind of bring that to light here in the next couple of weeks, that the community, what they truly feel about this case, because of how, there's my coppers. Hold on. I wanted to stop there they are. That's Gunderson. Moscow PD said they were going to have nothing to do with this. And then what do we see? Here he comes to wreck the day. No, I'm kidding. Here they come. Hold on. We got to get this footage right. Now. Here they come. Boom and boom. Boom, boom. There he is. All right. Again, Moscow Police Department told us straight up that they had nothing to do with this. So it's interesting. Go on, as you were saying.
Yeah, I'm afraid that he is innocent toast.
Yeah. Well, like I said, what the town thinks about this case, it's because nobody's covering it in the town. Okay, nobody is covering the case in the town. They can say the Argonaut or whoever, like nobody is truly covering this case locally. Who is the local ambassador? Who's taking this case? And I just don't see it. I mean, I cover this case and I don't see where I'm going and getting anything from local. The Idaho Statesman, I felt like has been, I don't know what he's doing, but I feel like he could, I feel like we just get a written article, and it's every once in a while. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just don't read enough.
I think the more time that passes, the more we have to question the things that we have long been thinking that are truths. Believe nothing that you hear and half of what you see. Is more and more the case in this case. I don't want to speak more specifically about it because I would be afraid to do so in like a public forum like this, but I'd do it over a phone call with anyone, but I just don't want to put any names out there or talk like that because it just I don't know. It's hard for me. I have so much that I could say, but I refrain from doing it in this case. So right now we just have to strip everything that we think we know back to bare metal. We know nothing. And second guess everything you think.
I just had to laugh at that one. It's a fugazi. You know what that is? That's funny. Eddie, I freaking love you. Like I hope you call in every day I have a show. I'm like, yeah, everybody only gets 2 minutes except for Eddie. Eddie gets as much time as he wants.
Well, thank you.
I love you. And everybody else loves you. Just so you know, you are 100% loved.
You do the best work. You are the leader in this. And I've always admired your work. So thank you for all the work you do in this case.
Well, I've always admired you for having the balls to just take the link.
Thank you.
But no, you're doing good. I'm hoping that you're doing well.
Thank you, Lana.
Okay, good.
We'll talk soon.
Yes, we will. We will definitely talk soon. We love you here.
Love you.
Okay, honey.
Bye.
Much love to you. God, I love that man. Eddie needs to save his sperm for me and send it on over. Our kid would just rock. Rock me like a hurricane. Anyways, I love Eddie. Much love to Eddie. Love it. Yes, thank you. He's a doll. We're gonna name our kid Idaho. They just call it Ho for short. Yep. We just need to know if Enon has woken up yet. You know what? I don't even know if Enon has woken up yet. I've been too busy looking at footage. But Eddie is my hometown guy. Yeah. Is Eddie in Moscow? If so, me and Eddie need to have a date. A date with evidence. So Enon swears BK is guilty. Yeah, because Enon, you should hear him talk about it. You should hear him talk about the case. Because he listens to Fugazis out there. You know. As long as it's not a girl animal, we can name the kid Idaho. I told you that we're going to call the kid Ho for short. Ho, get over here. We are both in Minnesota. I didn't think he was in Idaho. Well, Lori, we're wrapping it all up there for you with a bow. Man of buying. Enjoys a purple coat. Yeah, look at there's your cops right there. Enon doesn't follow TNT. No, we educate him personally and privately. But yeah, there's your police. They were also in the back. She had a lot of questions for the police. She's a cutie. But again, I'm going to go ahead and drop the link here again, inviting you on up to tell me what you think. Eddie's the only one that got the link for extra time. He's special like that. Come on, you have to have something to say about it. You've watched it be torn down now. I'm just like, wow. You know, you've been watching them do Papa Wheelies. They've been just wheeling around on the one tire. I think the other tire got stuck in a tunnel. So the kid's name would be called Justice. Probably just a simple old name, Matthew, will do. Just busting some balls here. Ida Blow, City by the Flake. Oh my God. Yep, go ahead there, though. There's your link. There's that email, Truth Transparency, all together with the number 3. So there goes all the DNA out the door. But like I said, I promise you that I don't believe that this is going to have anything to do, any impact on the case. But for as much as the family felt some type of way, I think that that they had a play and they didn't take it. So I just don't want to hear anything more about it. Brian, guilty for sure. Nothing changing it, period. And that's unfortunate that you live in the United States of America where you are innocent until proven guilty. But we don't take you out because of your opinions here to the transparency. Everything is left because you have a say. But I think that you really got to ask yourself, I just know that Brian is innocent until proven guilty. I'm not saying that Brian is innocent, but you were definitely innocent until proven guilty, just like everybody else should be. So these type of things, Brian guilty for sure, nothing changing it, period. That to me is just an unfortunate thing to read when you live in America. That's all. So the best part about it is that if those of you guys that think Kohlberger is guilty, I just have one question for you. How are you going to explain that there's nothing in his car? There's nothing in his car. So who did Kohlberger do it with? How did he get there? How did he get home? So I just think that you got to ask yourself, how did Kohlberger get to the residence? How did he leave? And they said, he said that I think that's really, really going to be detrimental to the prosecution, because their case relies on the fact that he got there in a car and he left there in a car. But there's nothing in this car, you know. There's no sign of a cleanup. There's no sign. So that's going to be problematic. They don't have him, you know. Look at how close that house is. Look at how close this house is. Okay. And they had cameras at this house, right? And I'm sorry, but I'd put somebody on the stand like Olivia Gonzalez, her sister. And I would say, you came out and you said that you saw the dog being let out by Maddie and Kaylee. Were you just saying that? Because what camera did you see them from? You know, that house is on top of the other house. Okay. And that house, you would think, is going to have somebody being seen going through the slider or walking up to the front door. And it's just not there. And so again, here is your link. Copy, cut, and paste. Again, please don't talk about other creators in my chat. That'll get you banned. Boston, by the way, has COVID. We passed COVID around in the community here. But this isn't about talking about Fox and CNN or, you know, this is not about that. This is about talking about what we're witnessing. But there's your link. Boston, welcome. Wake up, girl. I love it. You guys, I have proof that the Idaho State Police lied on a probable cause affidavit. I have proof. I can prove it. I can prove that they fabricated evidence against a man in 2020. I don't talk about things that I can't, you know, prove to the extent that I'm talking about things. You need to rest up. Here's some for honey fund. Well, thanks. I've been resting away. Don't worry. When I have camera crew like this, who needs to work, right? Look at this camera crew right here. Thank you, Angela. Oh, always trying to bring it. There's an Angel. Angela, all the same, right? Oh, gosh. We're rounding out this hour. Nobody has anything to say about it. Nobody wants to take that link and say, hey, I'm making myself known. Boston says, I've been sleeping since Christmas Day. Well, so is the rest of the world. Again, I mean, why didn't Dylan see a man clad in black soaked in blood? It is actually hard to see blood when you're wearing black. So I will say that. We did some tests on that. But I just think, how can Dylan didn't see the knife? Fuck the blood. You know, the blood might be hard to see, but the knife, I mean, I just don't think that he's sticking the knife in his pocket and saying, woo, you know, let me just run around with this knife in my pocket that could stab me. So that's all. So yeah, to answer the black, I've seen blood, or even just water. You know, take water and put it on your black clothes. I'll take water and put it on your white clothes. You know, there's a total difference. So I mean, maybe Dylan, to think you could see something that'd be like damp, you know, wet clothing versus non-wet clothing. But at the end of the day, I'm telling you guys, to me, Dylan, we don't even know if Dylan made that statement. This is a police officer. Okay, this is a police officer making these statements for Dylan. Dylan didn't write that PCA, you know. Again, this is straight footage from, I want to go back though, guys. because nobody has footage up from Sigma Chi. And none of the Sigma Chi guys were up there like smoking joints or doing nothing. Here they are. Here we go. This is up in the spring. Look at the sun. Look at the sun, guys. There we go. This is Sigma Chi's view. And there's the house. There's the sun rising. There's Jesus. Baby Jesus is looking down, just totally ashamed. But Lana, this is crazy. Let me just grab that. There you go. This is a crazy bunch of BS. Here's to Purple Coat. She needs a purple heart, damn it. Love you, Lana, but you sound aired since this AM. Well, aired? I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great. But thank you so much for caring. I love it. Lana, you at 44K? Girl, you know it. Girl, you know it's just growing. This army is growing over here. People want the truth, man. Come on over. This town is scared to talk. Well, guess what? This town's about to see Lana. Because Lana's going to start knocking on some damn doors. But this was the view from Sigma Chi, guys. This was the view from Sigma Chi. They started way before 7 a.m. Okay. And should be at 100K. Yep. 44,000 through 4 scandals on my ass. Bunch of liars. Seeking the Truth with Dave. How are you there? STTWD. What would David or Jesus do? Seeking the Truth with Dave. Welcome. Man, he sounds sick. Worse. Not aired. Hey, you know what? If you want to come be my nurse for a week, let me know. Let's get you a YouTube award thing. I just want to win the People's Choice Award. That's all I care about is the People's Choice Award. You can win it with one person. You can win it with 44. But that was us up at Sigma Chi. Okay, before I realized that FLA was just not following the rules. But this was just us this morning up at Sigma Chi, taking a good look at we're just totally on Sigma Chi's property. They didn't even give a shit. Nobody gives a shit. Laura, thank you so much. I do take pride in my investigations. I do. Up at 4:30. They started before 6. Yeah. They did. I thought that they started moving the trucks in and then they started whacking away at 6:30, but it's just fucking why lie? Why lie? Our asses would have been up there, and it just I think that Jody Walker in her ambulance fucking rides that she likes to take. Jody Walker is the PR person. Let me tell you about Jody Walker. All right. Jody Walker was nowhere to be seen. She refused to take any freaking calls. Okay. So we're calling over the police department. The police department's saying, well, we have nothing to do with this. This is all the university. We're not policing it. We're not going to be there. And then here we see them at the end start helping. So this is straight from Sigma Chi, guys. In the morning, you guys can see the sun was rising. Baby Jesus was looking down. And Jody Walker, though, nowhere to be found. She doesn't do any type of press conference. She does nothing. She has been the PR person since, I want to say 2015. But she became heavily involved in 2019 once Coomer Scott Green took over as the president of the university. And Coomer Scott Green needed this lovely lady to help with reputations. She is a rep builder and a rep protector. Jody Walker, in her spare times, she doesn't like to rescue animals. She likes to ride around in ambulances. And guess what she does? You guys, I cannot make this up. But Jody Walker rides around in ambulances as a volunteer EMT. Okay, she's a volunteer EMT. And she's always the first on scene when there is any problems at this university. So Hannah Cleary, overdose, right? Who was there to make sure it was all Jody Walker. The teacher that they were trying to say was like this meth head. Who was there? Jody Walker. But she rides around in ambulances, and the first, she's a volunteer EMT. And isn't that interesting that you would have your PR handler as the EMT, volunteer EMT, and she's in these ambulances driving around? Okay, tell me how crazy that is. Tell me about that. She's the first one on scene. And what does she do? She starts PRing right out the gate. We're not going to put a cardio. We're not going to put a cardio machine on him. He's already dead. Let's get the drugs on out here. But Jody Walker. Now, the name Jody Walker has not surfaced. And you're talking about the Idaho4 case, biggest case in Idaho history, probably the biggest college case in history. But Jody Walker's name does not come here and does not surface until this event out of this whole saga. So I just think it's crazy that we have not heard more from Jody Walker if she is the PR person, right? Where's Jody Walker been? Well, we're going to find out because we're deep diving Green. We've been deep diving him. $2.8 billion. I want you guys to go out there. Now I want you guys to find me a university president that is worth $2.8 billion. Go find me a university president that's worth $2.8 billion. You're not going to find one, okay? You're just not. But I am totally interested. So let's go and find out who out there. Lana, check her credentials. She is 100% a volunteer EMT. That is 100. We double check our facts here at Truth and Transparency. Just like we broke you guys the news here first. Guess who first broke the news that Scott Green, this was his childhood home? Right here, Truth and Transparency. Okay. I love Drip Drop to death, love Crime Circus, but everything that he is covering, I've covered 6 months ago. Okay. Go back and check my streams out. Go back and check my videos out. And I may just have to do a marathon and go through all of my stuff again to show you guys the path that this channel has been on and everything that it was inside of this home. I brought it to you guys. And guess what? There were kids that were living there that had to move out, had to get new leases, move next door, and vice versa. And they were just straight up literally swapping houses. Because there was a huge fight that broke out. But the house here, this house, it has been in the hands of some of the most like absurd people that have histories of definitely, questionable backgrounds. And now what we're trying to figure out is, how did Mr. Coomer Scott Green make his billions? Was he a what do you call it? A self-made man, or was this inherited money? And Coomer Scott Green, he went to Harvard Business School. Before that, he went to the University of Idaho, and before that, he graduated from Boise High School. He graduated from the same high school that Dylan Mortensen graduated from, and Jack Showalter. He's a Boise boy. Then, and before he went to Boise, he grew up, like I said, in Moscow, Idaho. So he came back to his home, town, but he went to Harvard Business. And I know we're trying to look in and see if his dad, he's not a lawyer. He doesn't have a doctorate. He's one of, a lot of your presidents of universities have doctorates. He does not. So I can tell you a lot about Coomer Scott Green, but I want to track his money. I want to track where and how he made his, not just millions, guys. This guy is a billionaire. Coomer Scott Green just chilling somewhere, totally not here. But no doctorate. Nope. No doctorate for Coomer Scott Green. You guys didn't know that? Coomer Scott Green was not supposed to get this position, and he was the odd man out. The odd man out got in. So we're going to do some deep diving on Mr. Coomer Scott Green. But this was our round 2. Want to take you guys right about an hour worth of good content. We got to hear from Eddie. It's a beautiful day when you get to hear from someone like Eddie. I'm so glad he always takes the link. I love it. I want you guys to come back with me and deep dive my Coomer Scott Green. I got 95 pages of the little black book that was released unredacted for Epstein's book. I'm not sure if any of you guys are interested in that, but the list that I got, I believe it's from his counterpart who's doing 20. So I think I'm going to release the list. I don't care. If you guys have a problem with it, but have you guys not seen the list? Do you guys even care? We went ahead and we looked. Scott Green right now is not on that list that we received, but we got 95 pages unredacted. And if you guys really want it, I will definitely put it out there. We did some digging. So if you guys are definitely interested, I'll be happy to tell you all about who was on flight plans in 2004, 2005. Who, you guys, these people have mad numbers. We're talking cells, we're talking faxes, we're talking home lines, we're talking mad shit that we were uncovering. So if you guys are interested in to see, we're actually looking for anybody that has ties to Idaho right now. It's pretty crazy. Anybody, if you live in Idaho and you were on that island, we're coming for you. No. Please put it out there. I'm curious. Yeah, I think I will then. I didn't realize if you guys would be really, interested. But we can do it. Green makes close to $500,000. Yeah, he only makes $450,000 a year. I say only, like, who wouldn't want to make that? But he makes $450,000 a year. But he's a billionaire, guys. Billionaire. Nobody goes from making the type of money he was making on Wall Street to saying he wants to come and move over here to Idaho. Back to Moscow, and the first thing he wants to do is I want to make Idaho safer. The University of Idaho isn't safe enough. And then literally, within a couple years of him being president, this happens. So anyways, but yeah, I guess I will do it. I didn't realize you guys would be so interested in that black book, but fuck, yeah, let's do it. Definitely interested in that link or that list. So I'm going to do it. With my deep dive, Idaho. I'll say come with the one-liner. And you guys, my incel, my ass is coming. Incel my ass. Cold booger pimping. I can't. I think I need to have JB Gunner on the show for a 1-2 punch. Incel my cold booger pimping. So you guys rock though. You guys rock. I'm coming with shirts. I prefer hoodies. So incel my ass and cold booger pimping. Can you just imagine me walking around campus with a cold booger pimping, a like backwards hat and a hoodie and just passing out flyers saying cold booger pimping? I think people would lose their minds. People either people think Kohlberger is a pimp or they think he is a pedophile. So who needs TNT when we got PNP? All right, guys, I'm having too much fun now. You guys know I love the shit out of you. Do me a favor. You have an opinion. I want you to hit the dislike button or I want you to hit the thumbs up button. Don't just stare at the thumbs while they stare back at you. You can hit the thumbs down button. Please hit something. Because you know what I can't stand? I can't stand somebody that doesn't have a fucking opinion, man. Why are you here? You have a say. Make yourself known. Let's do it. See you soon. TNT. Thank you, moderators. Thank you, members. Thank you, subscribers.
2 different discs. Okay?
That's your girl
They
right
all
there.
knew about it.
Yeah, that's me. I will be on later. Join me. Go Browns! Incel my ass. Oh, mother pimpin'. Have a working on my JP
We're not here
voice.
to talk about the alcohol stuff,
Love the
okay?
channel, love all the guys. Thank you
But
so much.
this is the second noise complaint we've had here tonight within 2 hours.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Is this your place?
Yeah.
Perfect. You know why we're here?
Don't you worry.
I noise.
Noise, yeah.
Yeah.
Big speaker right there.
Yeah.
Nothing against having a party. Once neighbors start calling in, then we have an issue.
Thank you guys so much. Nothing but love from this channel. Nothing but love. All of you guys make this channel.
Like brains, and like if you need a lot of brains, you're gonna be in trouble.